my husband is a game bird producer, and our farm is about 45 minutes away from our house. I do all of the budgeting and the bookkeeping for my husband, and I quickly realized he was not a good record keeper. So I went on the hunt for a software. This was 2020. I figured there had to be someone else with a problem or a need like me for game bird producers, and I couldn't find anything. And so I ended up, my husband and I built an app that works just for his business, and I really it kept bugging me that I thought this could be useful for other game bird producers, but I couldn't do it myself. And so Kristin was down visiting for a fun weekend with friends, and her and I got to talking, and she said, I'd love to get in business with you. And I told her, okay, no take backs once you commit. And she said yes. And so we were able to launch it in 2022 in the summer. And so that's where HatchTracker started. Basically evolved again from for an app specifically built for my husband. And now it's evolved into an app that can work for any size producer. So whether my husband's a one-man shop, so it can work for him, and it also can work for what we consider enterprise clients, the really big players. So that's kind of when Kristin stepped in, that was kind of the evolution of it, is we just leveled up. Tech is development was definitely a huge challenge. And again, Chico Start facilitated that relationship. Eva introduced us to our first developer and our second developer, actually. And then our biggest challenge on the consumer side is just getting them to trust young women in the industry with something new and flashy, to be honest.
Some of these game bird producers have been in business for 40, 50 years, and they've been running their show just how they want. A lot of times that means literally paper and pencil to record their inventory numbers. But there's the talk of succession planning and making sure that this business lives on beyond themselves has really become a big theme. Also with as just mentioned, increased prices in the market, inflation, increased regulation from the government side, and working more and more with the federal government, the state government. So these producers are being faced with challenges that their previous methods weren't solving, and they're being forced to answer questions that they've never had to answer before. And we're excited to partner with them in a way that helps them address those questions and keep their business thriving. But sometimes change is hard for all of us. An annual conference. It's the North American Game Bird Association. They host an annual conference for all their members. It used to be a massive event, like hundreds of people. Just due to the nature of the industry, it's slimmed down a little bit, but there's still probably 80 vendors and their partners and things like that. So at our very first year there, we went and we showed up and we felt so proud about our product. And we had 3 conversations. We're like, oh, interesting. You guys do this completely different than us. And that's, I think, when we were kind of like, okay, now we have a better idea of what scalability we need to achieve. But we had so many amazing conversations at that first conference, and we talked to people from so many different walks of life. And I think it really helped us inform our knowledge of what the product needed to be in order to fit the whole industry. It's going to require a patience and an endurance that you're not anticipating. Everybody's like, oh yeah, starting a business is hard. But you're going to hit multiple points where you're like, oh my gosh, we've messed up real big. And this is it. This is the end. And you have to push past that point. When things are hard, that's when you're on the right track. So keep seeking those challenges out, keep enduring past them. At the end of the day, everybody has to make that decision about how far they're willing to go and what that business should look like. But I think had we given up on the first couple of hurdles that we hit, I'd be really sad to have missed out on this later part of the journey that we've gotten to. And does it look anything like we thought it would? No. Have we learned a ton? Yes. And I'm excited to see where we go, even knowing that it's going to be hard and we're going to continue to hit more hurdles. But we're also growing a lot individually, and I'm excited to see where HatchTracker takes us.